there and welcome back. I wanted to have a quick talk about the song Good Luck by Tomo, which recently got like a studio live music video come out for it. Now I haven't heard a recorded version of it yet. I believe there is one. I do need to go check. But this was just her playing at the piano, and that was one of the things that made this so great. But I really wanted to break down a few things about this, because I've said before that one of the things that I enjoy so much about her music is not only the fact that she's very good at writing pop songs, that just in the way that they're written and the way the chords are structured and various things, just have a little bit of personality that set them apart and give them an identity that is undeniably Tomo. And they're also very obviously piano focused, something that reminds me a lot of my earlier favorite Japanese singers like Aiko and Otsukai. So when I hear those things, there's a lot of credit, a lot of qualities that I hear there that I really like. And a lot of qualities that give them a lot of identity. But another thing that really, for me, was very special about hearing this song is that, again, you get to hear her voice. And her voice seems to be maturing. Now, I know that in a video like this, we're hearing a best take. It is effectively like, studio version. But really, the vibrato on her voice is perfectly on point. There's a real sense of feeling and emotion, which she always has, but it just comes up that extra quality here. This is a ballad that is concise but very much sticks with you after it's done. It's only on for a few minutes, but it feels somehow shorter than that. It feels only like 2 minutes, and it sticks with you for quite a few hours. I mean, this is a song I've had rolling around in my head for several days, and it came out a couple of weeks ago. Really hasn't left me yet at all. Now, what I would say about this song that really, to me, is one of its main qualities is, again, the way she plays it. Now, I've always had a bit of an affinity for the way that she plays, because it reminds me a lot of how I learned to play piano. I am not the greatest pianist ever, but I can sit down, I can put together songs, and sort of like that songwriting level of pianist where you can't really, no one wants to hear you play on stage, but you know how to go, hey, look, I need you to play this to someone who's actually decent. However, she actually, she takes that to the next level. And I think the fact that she isn't the most complicated pianist, again, seems to stem from the fact that she's more a songwriter. She's more about the feeling. I noticed here again that there were some things that I really liked about the way that the song was written. The chorus itself starts off so nicely, the good luck, goes round, simple chord pattern, but then it has that second phase where the chord pattern really changes, goes into a slightly different mood. The chorus is not just one of those, as I've said about many Japanese artists are very good at this, especially singer-songwriters, but it's not just one of those choruses where it goes, oh, we've got something catchy, we're going to roll that round a few times, and it pulls on your heartstrings, so keep on doing it. It actually goes on a whole journey. The chorus itself is a journey. It comes around and concludes at the end, like most of the best Japanese choruses do. It's a very strong quality of songwriting in Japan. And certainly there are two dragonflies dancing around there. Seriously, what is with the wildlife out here? Anyway, I didn't even show you that, so that was just weird. So a lot of the things about the songwriting are very sort of, they're well-rounded. So when you're listening to just her playing with a piano, it never feels like it's something too simple. And even though, like I say, she's not doing anything too technical, there's a lot of emotion going into there. She plays with the left hand, is very much just sort of playing on the beat most of the time and then accenting the chords. But for example, in the chorus, you'll hear there's a bit where she goes from one chord to the next, and rather than just changing chords, she does a little doo-dum note in between, which brings it up, and it's that sense of knowing which chords she wants to sort of ramp into. Very simple technique. No reason why when you're moving your hand you can't just bounce off another chord along the way or another note along the way, but it's knowing how she wants to accent her songs, how she wants to do that. I remember I used to play like that a lot when I was in school, and like piano was the first instrument I learned, and I was teaching myself, and I was used to sit at the piano in school just like a total loner, just like sort of making up little songs. I remember I had an Indian piano music teacher. He was a nice guy, but I remember he said, oh, your style of playing piano, he said, it's very feminine. It's like you concentrate more on doing things with the high notes, and the low notes you just kind of tap. So maybe I should have been Tomo when I grew up. Oh well. But she but there is that truth. There's that sort of delicacy to her songs, and the fact that you feel a lot of those higher notes really sort of being used for more of a flourish. And yeah, again, nothing too complicated. Just she taps out the rhythm nicely. To me, there's a sense of a songwriter who loves writing songs more than playing complicated things. And this is always the sort of musician who, and this just takes nothing away from her piano playing skills and certainly from her fantastic voice, which is really, is really developing as far as I'm concerned. I can really hear it developing, even since like her first singles, which not that long ago. She's got a sense of more power and more control, it feels, to her voice. And certainly that vibrato is really on point now. But yeah, I say she seems like someone who's more interested in the artistry of creating a song that has meaning, and then just simply playing the notes that convey that, playing them in the right way, just playing enough to convey what the feeling of the song is, rather than trying to embolden it and fill it with all these extra flourishes that, she's confident enough to know the song's good enough without doing that. And for me, that's really great. Confident enough to know the song is good enough without making it 5 minutes long and turning it into an epic. It's just nice. From a songwriter's perspective, that's just a nice thing to hear. A nice, simple, concise, well-written song with enough detail that makes its message, finishes up, and is done. Stuck in your mind, but done. At least her delivery is better than mine. Anyway, so that is what I think of that. I thought I'd come in and mention it because it was a really good one, and I've talked a lot about Tomo recently. I think if you're into pop music as a general, then check her out because she's got some great pop songs. But if you like piano as well, she's one of those piano playing songwriters, which is another great quality. So I definitely think you should check her out if you haven't already. I'm assuming you probably have if you're checking out this video. So get in the comments, tell me what you thought of this performance, and until I hopefully see you very soon in my next video, for now, ciao ciao.